It started small in the swinging 60s, one pink gingham dress sold by mail order. Within a decade, Biba was filling a 7-story department store, not just selling clothes, but selling a lifestyle too, which still speaks to young women 50 years on.
I just wish that I could have gone so badly, because it's like this image that I have in my head of sort of a kind of Disneyland type place.
I really love the bohemian style of it. I think it's female empowerment. I think it's decadence, being different, not being afraid to be a little bit different.
Barbara Hulanicki, in her trademark shades, still cuts a dash at 87. She's the brains behind the Biba brand. She was flanked by two of her greatest fans at the opening of the exhibition, American designer Anna Sui on the left and British designer Zandra Rhodes. Back in the day, fashion had been dominated by haute couture. Most of the dresses on the catwalk were expensive and aimed at older women. Barbara wanted to make clothes and cosmetics for younger women at a price they could afford. But in an industry still run by men, even sourcing chocolate-coloured lipsticks proved a challenge.
I said, excuse me, but we are buying. We're going to pay for this. So I think if you can do it, could you? Oh, I don't know, we don't want to be involved in something like that. And then they sent the piece of chocolate to the girls in the lab. I want to see what they think. And 2 minutes later, the girls come up, oh, this is great, it's fantastic. And this is how it all started.
The 60s icon Twiggy, a teenager herself at the time, modelled many of the outfits. For her, though, Biba was as much about the unique atmosphere inside the shops as about the clothes.
It was like walking into the secret garden. It was, you know, shops didn't look like that. It had Victorian lampshades and feather boas, and the clothes were just to die for. And you could get a dress. I can remember my first dress. It was pink with yellow zigzags with 3 pearl, but that's how, I mean, I'm talking over 50 years ago, and I still remember that dress.
And do you remember how much it cost?
£2.
Creating a magical world included a roof garden on the top of the 7-story department store in Kensington with real flamingos. They were then replaced with penguins.
The king penguin decides to walk down the stairs into the rainbow room with all the penguins following. Everybody was too frightened to touch them.
Mick Jagger was just one of the stars who hung out at Biba. There was up-to-the-minute clothing for men and children, as well as women, and the first full range of makeup for people of colour. There were up-to-the-minute working conditions as well, with a creche for children of the mainly female workforce.
She revolutionised fashion, because without Barbara, you probably would never have had Topshop and all the other teenage clothes shops that followed.
Chelsea Girl.
Oh, there were so many. But Barbara was the brilliant one.
Barbara Hulanicki now lives in Miami. She lost the Biba brand back in 1975. She believes the fashion industry has changed beyond recognition.
Nowadays it's sort of run by companies that have a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, or have no power to have silly ideas and put them through. Not silly, but
To take a risk.
yes, exactly.
The lasting appeal of this fashion legend is evident throughout the exhibition at London's Fashion and Textile Museum. Many of the items have come from the attics of customers and former staff, precious memories of magical times.